Hey guys, how's it going? Getting set up here. All right. Got Twitch going. I think we got... All right. If you can hear me, let me know. All right. We are live. Doesn't look like Facebook is letting people know. Hey, there we go. There you guys are. Okay, there we go. Hey, what's up, Neil? I think Twitch is there. It's working. All right, all right, all right. Okay, so this is where we left off last week. I don't know why Pixelogic didn't post the going live. Let me find... Awesome, no fears. Sounds awesome. All right. Oh, here we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, I just want to make sure that Facebook is working and I can post it over. I just want to share it. Share now. Okay. Awesome. There we go. Now we're good. We're good. We're good. You guys can all hear me all right? Okay. Sorry, it took me a minute to get started today. All right. Okay. Yes, this is live, Dan. It's just taking me a minute to get going. All right. So this is where we left off last week. And today I wanted to do some just little extra bits on his armor, like his shoulder pads, the little arm things. And then hey, what's up, Harry? And then the what else? What else? And then we can start detailing out like the color on his face and just things like that. Anyone else just get another blast from so much monsters? Like, what are you talking about? Okay. Anyway, that's what I want to do, and then I want to start. I want to start building out his sword. So we have. What I love about this character is that his sword is a cheese knife. You know how inventive is that? That's really cool. So I love that it's a cheese knife, and I'm gonna have to make up the hilt of it. So I think actually Mars gave me some turnarounds of him that might have included more detail on that knife and stuff. So I'm gonna have to dig those up. But oh, they were hosting him on a channel previous to me. Oh, okay. Yeah, they'll usually Pixelogic will usually just show other ZBrush artists that are actually streamers, but on their stream. So they'll just they'll point to it until one of their streamers goes live. So if that makes sense. Okay. Oh, Dan, you did? Okay, yeah. Sometimes it's confusing whether it's live or not. You know? It's yeah, I don't know if there's an actual way to tell, but oh, you got another blast from him? Oh, that's weird. Huh. Okay. And you can see I'm running with this cartoon shader. I just kind of wanted to play with it and see if what working in that shader would feel like. I'm probably going to switch back to Skin Shade 4, but yeah, for now I'm just going to leave it on here for a second. Oh, you can scrub the timeline if it's a recording. There you go. Siraj, I like to work like this, a pose like this for as long as possible. That way I can get symmetry for as long as possible, and then I'll pose it afterwards. Thanks, Neil. Yes, if you like these brushes and this user interface, you can go get them for free on my website, which is up at the very top, up above us. It's 3dcharacterworkshop.com. You can check that out. And I give away this my ruler file, my menu that I just updated recently for ZBrush 2019. Dynamic posture sculpting. So sometimes I will put a little bit of gesture in the T-pose, in the neutral pose, just to give it some sort of life so it doesn't look cold and dead. So yeah, I won't do it perfectly straight. You can see I've kind of dipped these fingers down a little bit instead of perfectly straight. Yeah, but for the most part, he's pretty straight. Okay, so I'm gonna give him these the wrist bands really quick. I'm gonna look at this. I want to use the geometry from the geometry that's already there. So how's it going, you guys? Glad to see me live. Thanks for joining me today. Hey, what's up, Night Shadow? Okay, I'm gonna duplicate this, solo it. Let's see, make sure I'm on select lasso. Thanks, Nigel. This was from a guy named Mars from France, M-A-R-S-S. Neil's been posting links there. Thanks, Neil, for that. Oh. Okay, I need to... delete hidden and adjust these straps. I do have the filter on. This is the new Skin Shader 5 that Joseph Drust made. It's the cartoon shader. I'm just trying it for funsies. Inflate that up and over. And go in here. You know, I think I'm going to simplify this wristband a little bit. It's got some warbles going on. So what I can do is just delete those. Do I want to? I'm trying to decide if I want to delete these two inner ones. It's, yeah, so if you go and if you hit the comma key on your keyboard, and you open up the projects and you go into this NPR folder, it's this one right here, this cartoon render right here. So if you double click on that one, it will open up a new scene with a sphere in the center, and then you can just load your Z tool up into that project, and it will be, then you can set it to cartoon render. It's a lot of fun to play with. So I'm just kind of cleaning up the warbles on these edges here. So how is your Monday today, you guys? How long would this model take if I was not streaming? I don't know. Usually, it depends on the detail of the character. This is what? I think this is my fourth. Is this the fourth stream I've been working on this guy? And I go 2 hours at a time, so... probably reduce that time by, I don't know, a third because of talking. You should starve an artist. Get in there, man. Content has so much more than any other course I've taken with CG Master. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's all continued learning. You can learn from anywhere, but yeah, I appreciate the feedback. Oh, you did. Awesome. So that reminds me. Let me show you guys. I've been talking about this. They extended the deadline of the discount codes. So they extended it to the end of the month. So if you guys are interested in grabbing the 6-month subscription to ZBrush 2019, I have a discount code for it. Let me find it. Here we go. This is Ooh La La that I made. But there's the discount code right there. If you want it, be my guest. Oh, Yuri, I'm so sorry. Oh, that sucks. But anyway, here's the discount code. If you guys want it, write it down. That's $30 off 6-month subscription. They also have a month-to-month subscription that is $40 a month. So that makes it a lot more affordable than it was before. So you can still buy the whole course, and updates are free as far as I know. The update to 2019 was free for if you owned a full copy of ZBrush, which is fantastic. And that is exactly how I modeled my course. I modeled my course based off of the business model that Pixelogic has, which is buy it once, updates are free. And I stand behind that. So if you're interested in getting into my course, you can check it out. Just go to 3dcharacterworkshop.com and click on the gray button on the front page, and you can go watch a short presentation that will tell you all about the course. And then you can make a decision if you want it or not. Yeah, UKV, they've been free since I've owned it. So I would be surprised if they make it not free, but maybe they have something up their sleeve for next year. I don't know. You never know with businesses, Okay. So there are his wristband thingies. I got to make sure they are. Let's fill it with a color. This color. There we go. And I want to kind of get it away from his wrist a little bit. I'm going to push it down his arm like that. There we go. And he has that armband on his right arm. But before I do that, I think I'm going to add his little shoulder things. The rumor is that the free upgrades are over. That's just people. That's just rumors. I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it. Okay, so for this shoulder thing, I'm just gonna draw. Let me see. I need to zoom in here and look at this. Okay, so it looks like it's just a piece of leather with maybe a second piece of leather on there with rivets. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. And then this is kind of a designy piece of leather on the top. And then a belt loop right here. Interesting. Okay. Shoulder hat. Right, Allison? Shoulder hat. So I've been modeling a character. I do student-only live streams for my character workshop students, and we've been modeling a character in there. And he's got these pauldron-looking things that look like helmets for his shoulders. So I've been calling them shoulder hats. Oh, funny. Oh, where did it go? Okay. I'm gonna grab his body. I don't want to paint. I want to just make a shoulder hat. Yeah, the beefy guy. Do you guys want to? I can show you a little preview of what I've been working on. Let's see. me switch this. Turn on live Boolean. There we go. So we're working on this guy during the live stream, the student only live stream. So if you're interested in learning how to make this guy and follow along with me, you can. Just if you join the course, and I go live every Wednesdays. So, or on Wednesdays, I should say. That's how far we are. Yep, that's a ZBrush 2019 shader. It's just the Skin Shader 5. It comes with 2019. And then you can go in there and mess with the filters. There's render filters in there, and you can play with those. Yeah, it's kind of like Sword in the Stone. The original design was done by my friend Todd Harris. He made it a while ago, and I modeled it once, and it actually got me the job at, well, went towards getting me the job at Avalanche for the first time. But yeah, he does look nice in that toon shader, doesn't he? He needs some color, though. Definitely needs some color. Maybe we'll get to that next week, or this week, actually. 2 days. Okay. Let's get some topology drawn for the shoulder hat. I'm just going to draw it off to the side and then put it on there. Just really simple. I think I might cut it one more time down the center. Okay, did that work? It didn't work. Why isn't it working? It doesn't want to. I guess I'll add it after the fact. It doesn't want to. The last line doesn't want to draw. Come on, come on. There we go. All right, split hidden. All right. It's weird with the white background and, you know, the white stuff going on here. So I have to turn on wireframe in order to see it, but I'm going to cut this right down the center. There we go. Turn up this intensity. It's moving slow. That's the thing with this move brush. If you want it to not move things as quickly, you can turn that Z intensity down on the brush, and then it becomes more of a nudge brush and less of a move brush, which is kind of cool. But sometimes I accidentally turn it down and I'm like, why is it moving so slow? Make it faster. So what's going on this week? What are you guys modeling? Modeling awesome things, I hope. Okay, let's see. I think I'm going to subdivide that for real one time. So it gives me more geometry, and I want curved edges. So let me delete the lower subdivision level. Who's the artist of this concept? This is Neil. If you could post that link again, that'd be awesome. It's Mars. His name is Mars on Instagram. M-A-R-S-S. I think. What is it? No, that's Guy Francis. This mouse is by Mars, not Guy. But if you're asking about, let's see which one. If you're wondering about that character's name is Sirloin, the one I'm doing for my students, and that was done by Todd Harris. Todharris. There you go. Thanks, Neil. No worries. You must have a page full of links that you just copy and paste. And that's totally fine. I appreciate it. Neil's my real person bot. Hey, Ofori, how's it going? Okay, let's see what that looks like, and we'll grab this brown. Let's see. Yeah, it's the same color brown as this. That's pretty. I think I might want to turn it a little bit, rotate it, and then make it a little wider. Something like that. Okay. Cool, cool. Neil is a link posting wizard. All right. Now I want to add a little bit of detail to this. Wait a minute. Why did that go? Okay. Oh, it looks like this center thing is actually in the same subtool as the collar. Let's fix that. So what I can do is just mask this out. Ooh. And then just say split unmask points. Oh, thanks. Hanska, thank you so much. Okay, so with this, now ZBrush and hard surface stuff is they're a little, you have to think of it differently. Let me just save this. Meaning, if I was to do this inside of like Maya or 3D Studio Max or something like that, I would approach it one way, but inside of ZBrush and the way it works, I typically approach it a different way because the Z modeler works in different ways. And with this one, sometimes I might try and bevel the edge. Sometimes I might, let's turn off dynamic sub D because yeah, it's sometimes when I try and inset this, it doesn't quite work like I envision it. So I want to try some stuff. Let's do not auto groups, group by normals. So then that will put a group on the top, a group on the bottom, and a group all the way around the edge. Now I can do an inset, but I don't know that this is going to work. We'll see. Because I might end up just beveling the edges. Sometimes I have a better luck with that, or extruding and then scaling it in. But insetting region of polygroup all. See, sometimes, yeah, see how it does? It starts to make it into a square because of these poles on the corners. And I want it to be an even separation, so let me try a different approach. Edge loop complete. Let's see, that works a little better, but it's still starting to be square right there. So I think what I'm going to do is just extrude it. Polygroup all. Just extrude this. Then we'll mask off that polygroup. And then scale it. Let's see. Got to get to my gizmo in the center. And scale it down. There we go. Now it's nice and even. See that? Much better. But it does give me a little lift here, and I'm going to push that back so it's even with the surface. Ah, UKV. That happens to the best of us. It really does. A way that I like to get motivated is I actually like to browse through Pinterest and find concept art that I like and that motivates me. I actually have a Pinterest board for it. I just collect all the stuff that I think that maybe one day I might want to model. I don't know. And then I'll just go in there and check it out, and maybe today's the day I model one of those things, you know. Okay, so I'm going to extrude this. out. And then I don't want this to be a perfect 90-degree angle. So I'm going to slide edge loop complete and just slide this inward and then slide this one inward that way. That way my edges aren't perfectly 90 degrees, because if I'm going to make this into a game mesh, I might not, probably not, but if I was, I don't want those angles to be 90 degrees, or else the normal mapping ray algorithm will not capture those edges. So it's better to be beveled. Okay, so now for this little piece, let's move this over here. For this little center thing, I can kind of tell what it looks like. Oh, excuse me. I'm getting too excited, I guess. Anyway, it looks like cheese, like a piece of cheese that's been kind of cut out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a triangle and then maybe do live Boolean and cut the circles of cheese out of it. That'll be kind of a fun thing to do, right? Yeah, also, one thing my friend Alan does, he says, do anything for 10 minutes. And if you don't continue to do it, then you weren't meant to do it. But usually it just takes 10 minutes to get you started and get you in it, and then you start going from there. That you know how to model? Well, I'm continuously learning. I'm going to be learning till the day I die. So I'm constantly learning new things, just like trying out this bevel on this piece. Who knows? I just experiment, just try stuff. Yes, that's how you learn. Okay, so I'm going to grab this topology brush, and we're just going to draw this piece of cheese. And I don't know if it's going to look any good or not, but hey, we're going to try it. Okay, there's our triangle. I'm just going to cut it up a little bit. Maybe like this. So it's made of quads. All right. Then I'm just going to tap and make it have thickness for a second, because there's really not much to it. Dosh Doctor, use an alpha for what are you talking about? For this cheese? Well, I'm gonna use I'll use live Boolean. I'll show you how that works here in a minute. Okay, I want that to be the same level as the outer edge ridge thing. Okay, then what I'm gonna do is I want to put this in its own subtool, this little triangle. So I'm going to split unmasked points. Now it's by itself, and I'm going to turn off symmetry because these holes in this cheese are not symmetrical. So then I can just do insert multi-mesh, grab one of these cylinders. This is from a brush I made of primitives. So then what you can do is just insert a cylinder like this. And then push it through here, shrink it down, and then put it kind of where it is in the image there. Scale it up a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to duplicate it. To duplicate an object, all you have to do is hold down Control and drag it if it's in the same subtool. Shrink that one down, just so it just takes a little click out of it, and then duplicate it one more time for the one up here. And that one's just barely inset. Okay, now, since these are all in the same group, I'm going to hide them by masking that off and then doing a split unmasked points. Okay, here we go. This is where the magic happens, hopefully. We have 21 subtools so far for this guy. Let's see where we're at. Okay, here's the cheese. Here's the the things. I'm going to put this in its own folder. Let's call it cheese. And then we'll put this in the folder with it and change it to subtract. Turn on live boolean. Okay, turn off solo. There we go, friends. There's our cheese, but it's brown. We need to make it yellow. Let's fill this object. What in the world? It just went to I don't know, it just now it's just showing these three things being cut out of this. All right. I think I need to move it down in the stack. Come on. Is it going to crash? All right. I better save this before it crashes. I'm doing some crazy stuff. Okay, hold on. I gotta find out what it's doing. Okay. I just need to move this down so it's not chopping out everything underneath it. Okay, why is it doing that? That's that, that's that. I hope it's not the shader. It shouldn't be the shader. No. All right, saving the project file. And since sirloin's in there, it's huge. The eyeball in the selected subtool is off. I don't know that that matters or not, but we'll try. I think what happens is oh, it does. Okay, so what happens too is I have to have that start arrow still works within folders. That just means whatever is, so it's going to start a new live Boolean operation, and then it goes from there down. And yes, I think you were correct, Cyrid. Is that your name? That the eyeball right here needs to be showing. So that's cool. And what's cool too is since these three cylinders are actually colored brown, that means the cuts in that piece of cheese are brown on the inside, which is kind of cool. Yeah, why not? Okay, I'm gonna hit I'm gonna turn on subdivisions, and I need to crease this guy. I need to put a crease on this edge right down here. And thanks, Cyrid, for checking that out, or for pointing that out. Let's do crease these edges. Then when I turn on subdivision surfaces, it shouldn't. Okay, and then if I grab this, make it smooth. Nice. Okay, so I feel like that piece of cheese is not big enough inside there. So what I can do is I can click on this little gear and say transpose set. If I click on that, it kind of masks out everything except for the cheese. And so I can scale the cheese with the holes in it together, which is cool. But now I just got to turn off the pizza boxes, and we're good to go. There we go. Little cheesy detail. Cheesy details. I'm going to do it one more time. I want to move it down in space a little bit. Maybe even a tad bit larger. Okay. There we go. Cheese grommet. Dynamic subdivs and real subdivs do not mix at all. You're correct. No, Jets, I think, no, Cyrus was right. It was just that I had the eyeball of the cheese turned off. So you weren't seeing the whole thing in effect. Okay. So let me pull this back over. And he's got this chest detail piece that I want to put in there eventually too. Oh, you guys. Kronk's, yeah, I love Kronk. Harry in the kitchen. Would you like to try some cheese puffs? That's one of my favorite Disney movies of all time, by the way. Emperor's New Groove. Let's see. And yeah, overall that whole piece is, I want it to be larger too. So I'm going to put this in the folder as well. Okay. And then I'm going to translate everything and make it larger. I love folders. Can I say I just love folders? I can move all three of those things at once, and it's a beautiful thing. There we go, bigger. Hey, what's up, Chris? Okay. Feeling pretty good about that. And he's got all these details too, like these rings around his sleeves. And see this little V detail underneath the two straps? That's kind of like a thicker leather colored piece to his vest. Yeah, live action version of that with the actual voice actors. That would be fantastic, right? Yeah, Harry, why haven't you upgraded yet? It's free. Just do it. Just do it. Okay. Let's see, what else do I want to do? I'm also going to see these teeth, how they have a bevel on them, on the edge. I will eventually add that bevel to the teeth so they're not just a super crisp line right like that. Okay, so let me let me see. Do you guys mind if I just sit and detail them out a little bit? I'm just going to be making pieces and parts while I yap. How's that? Like I want to make these the belt loops right now. Let's make the belt loops. And since this belt is kind of offset, I'm just going to insert a cube. Let's see. Belt loop. Harry, there's only one issue that I know of, and it's like this phantom crash, and I don't know if they fixed it yet or not, but it's a phantom crash, meaning it disappears. I don't know why. It's only done it to me once since I've installed it. But it was doing it with during my live stream. It just like went poof. There's no trial. I don't know, UKV. I don't work for Pixelogic. I just play one on TV. I'm just a volunteer streamer. I don't work for Pixelogic, so I can only answer so many questions. And that is a question I do not have an answer to. Okay, I'm going to split this off. Split unmask points. Then group by normals. I'm going to split this. Insert. Okay, there we go. That's what I want, this shape here. Then I want to add Insert, let's see. Just a line here and one here. I need a mask lasso. Yeah, I'm sure they're working on a 2019 trial. I just don't know when. And then there's always just the trial or just the pay for a month, right? It's like $40 a month, something like that for a subscription. It's like just, I mean, that can $40 to try it for a month. Seems pretty minimal. Okay. This is starting to bog my machine down. I have a lot of, I think because live boolean's turned on. Yeah, that's why. Okay. So I'm going to leave live boolean off for a minute because it slows down my my computer. I don't know why it was making it chug. Probably just trying to calculate everything. Paying for what? Not for ZBrush. All right, this is a mess from all angles. Fix it. Oh, right. Right. Well, there you go. I was just talking to talking about the people that are wanting a trial. Okay. There we go. Little belt loops. Little belt loops. Hey Ting, how's it going? I can't spell trial. Thanks for hanging out, Clampo. And thanks for joining the workshop, man. Appreciate it. Okay, so this looks almost like a black metal, but I think I'm just going to go with this dark color for it right here. Just to stay within the color family. So oh, I don't care. Do what you want, man. I don't know. The design is not mine. This is a design of a guy named Mars. Then I'm going to duplicate this again just for one in the back. Ooh, let's put it like this so we can just duplicate it off, rotate it, put it into place. Oh, thanks, No Fears. No Fears. Proper name for that comment. You can do it. I think the key is to not overthink it and just to match the concept as closely as possible. Those are the goals. It's really easy to make it complex when it doesn't have to be. Really easy, especially with ZBrush, when there's about 500 ways of doing things. Yep, Sean, just like I did with the cheese here in the middle, if you missed that part. Let's see, I don't have live Boolean turned on right now because it slows down my system, but it's there. And that's exactly how I'm going to do those tears. Cheese. So see when I turn on live Boolean, see how it cuts it out? Just like that. Easy peasy. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add thickness to these right now, just because I want to see how they are hugging that belt. Like so. Yeah, see, I'm gonna need to go in and adjust these. I want to turn that cartoon shader back on. That's a lot of fun to work with. I might hide the belt or just solo the belt and the belt loops. Where's that? Right there. So I can see what's happening. Oh, Clenpo, that's awesome. Yeah, this shader makes working with stylized cartoony figures a lot more fun. Because you can really get in there and see the solid colors, the solid forms, solid shapes. Everything's solid. It's a lot of fun. I'm just pulling points, trying to get this even through here. I can't really tell where. There we go. No, is that the one? Anyway, I'll fix those later. All right, Jana, thanks for hanging out. Have a great day at work. Non-mouse related work. I think the only mouse related work would be like a scientist in a lab, or like an exterminator. Cheese tester. Can you save a project with Spotlight project turned off? I haven't tried it yet, Neil. I've been meaning to, I just haven't. I've also been thinking about updating my ruler file to include this new shader from ZBrush, because that PBR or the NPR project that ZBrush made is a project. So I know you can save a material in there. I guess I could try it right now. Let's do it. Save. Well, then I'd have to like, I'll have to do it offline, because then I'd have to like reset it and make sure it worked and stuff. I don't want to break anything accidentally, but I need to try it. Okay. Sorry, this is just one of those. Gotta have patience and just work through it. Twisted. the IT department, or a farmer. Oh yeah, working with like computer mice, I guess. How's it going, Lucky? Lucky, I love that dog you did. It turned out great. And using this shader is so cool. It's so fun to work with. Okay, I think we're good for a minute. So let's unhide everything. Where are we at? There we go. Ruler sticking out of his head. Oh, Neil, that gets everybody, man. That gets everybody. I wish it was off by default. Can you make a model with blueprint 2 sides? Are you talking about if you had like a front and a side? I don't recommend it. You can for sure. I don't recommend it because, well, it'll make me get up on my soapbox and preach. So, but the reason I don't recommend it is because you lose the character of the character when you ask the concept artist to make a side and front profile. It becomes rigid and cold, and you're asking the concept artist to kind of do part of your job for you, which your job is to interpret their design. So it's much better to work from the best is a 3/4 front and a 3/4 back. That's the best. But if you only have 3/4 to view from one angle, then you just have to kind of do your best from that angle. Oh, you thought it was going to outline all of them, but it didn't. Interesting. That'd be interesting. I'd love if you could post your model without the without that shader on it, just to see what it looks like. Because again, Joseph Druss did one. It was just a squirrel, and he put this cartoon shader on the squirrel, and his model actually looked pretty crappy. And then he put this shader on it, and it just kind of, you know, worked in all of the interior, so you couldn't see all the kind of garbage that was going on in there, and it actually made it look really good. Not that I'm saying the shader fixes your problems. I'm just saying that it's interesting what the shader can kind of blur out and, you know, emphasize and stuff like that. Do I work professionally for clients? Yes, I do. So I worked on Disney Infinity, which is, I worked for Disney for 10 years. That's what most of this stuff is back here. And then I did a skin for Overwatch, and I'm doing some other stuff right now I can't talk about. So yeah. Okay, let's see. I'm just kind of reacting, moving his head a little bit more, just to match that concept a little bit more. Okay. Jason Michael Hall, how's it going, man? Oh, Jay, it comes with 2019. You already have it if you have 2019. All you have to do is go to Project right here, and go to NPR Shaders right here. Double click on that guy, and then it's just this bottom left one. It's the one Joseph Druss made, and he named it Skin Shader 5, but it's not in the material list. I can only get to it by going through that project. So I don't know. I wish it was just there and we could access it, but I don't know how to get to it other than opening that project. So I'm gonna have to talk to him about that. See if they can get it to be there. Anyway, hey Robert, it is. Yeah, I tried, Sean. I tried to drag it to my toolbar and it disappeared when I opened it back up. So I think you have to drag it to your toolbar and save a project. So you save your UI with it and the project with it, and then it will show up, I think. So because this is a project right here. This is a project, this cartoon render right here. That's how I know it can come with a project, but I don't know if you can like load it up on your UI that way. So, hey, Renal, how's it going, man? Um, it's going good. I'm just modeling this cute little mouse guy. If we make UV map in Maya and we make some details in ZBrush, will we lose the... No, it doesn't really work that way. So Fane, it's more like you build a high resolution model in ZBrush, and then you take it somewhere else to do the retopologize, like rebuild it, and then you do UVs, and then you transfer the detail from the high to the low. It's a huge process to explain, but that's kind of the high version of it. Anyway, hey Renault, dude, I love that model you did. Just love it. Just so I don't know if I was clear enough on the post, but man, you did a fantastic job on that thing. So good. So good, so good. Yes, this is... Hey, what's up, Peter? Oh my gosh, you're killing me. You're killing me. Okay, I need to get back to this. I'm yapping too much. I want to make these shoulder things wrap more around the front of his arms. Yes, it's a Cintiq. Oh, you guys. Hey, what's up, Paul? Did I say something about this weekend? What's the best model I made? Oh, I don't know. That's a hard question. It changes. Oh, man, that's awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait. I would love to have a copy. For sure. I didn't know you were doing something with them. That's great. Hey, Dave. What's going on, man? Okay, let's see. I think I might start. Yeah, I'm building these more. I'm gonna do this this collar piece. Sorry, chat's going crazy today. I can't keep up. Oh man. Let's see. I'm gonna do the thing around his arm really quick. Let's see. Solo just his body for a minute and draw this on here. Oh, which Cintiq is this? Yeah, that's a 27. The one on the bottom left, Sean. So Finn, I've never used Mari. So Mari's more for film characters. It depends on where you're gonna go with it. What you want to do with it. Actually I might just be able to use, yeah, I don't know why I'm drawing this on here. I can just use the topology that's already there just by duplicating this. Okay. All right. But I usually paint all my characters in ZBrush. All right. You're correct, it loaded a different shader. Chalk in its place, even though I stored the configuration. Yeah, see, it just doesn't. To get to this shader, like I said, what I do, I'll have to ask Joseph about it. But what I do is I just load up that NPR project. This one, I just load this up right here. So I don't try to save it on my UI or anything like that, because of the reasons you pointed out. Is just it doesn't really like to stick. Hey Renault, are you still around? I'm gonna be in town next week. I should message you. I'm gonna be in Irvine, so maybe we could get together. I don't know. We'll see. I'm coming in for like a mini conference thing. Okay, I only need one of these because he only has it on his right shoulder or on his right arm, but let's see. So I'm gonna get rid of one of these. Whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Yeah, man, I will. I will. No, I'm talking to Renault. 2 messages up from you, Chris. Let's see. Trying to figure out how this goes. It looks like the band goes up underneath this leather piece. Trying to figure that out. Or it's like just a leather strap with this other extra, like a belt loop thing here. I'm trying to figure it out, or what the purpose is. I don't know. Looks just like another extra strap. I'll just put something on there for now, just as a placeholder, and figure it out. Okay. Maybe just an extra piece. Let's see. Yeah, this shader is great. I love how it makes these like dark lines around everything. Although I wish it would take on the color of whatever was underneath it more. Instead of just black, I wish it would bring out like some of these reds and browns and stuff like that. Okay, let's see. Duplicate this guy. Let's see. Just join the stream. How do you make your sculpt into Borderlands style? It does kind of look like Borderlands, doesn't it? That'd be funny. This is just a shader that comes with ZBrush 2019. So you can just find it under projects, under the NPR folder. See this NPR folder right here? Just double click on that. And it's just this new shader right here, bottom left. So this foot, so Fane, I haven't detailed out his foot yet. So I'll get there. Yes, it has toes on one foot and then not on the other. So I'm trying to decide whether I want his toes hanging out or not, but I probably will build them. What would be my approach for his dented ears? I'm going to use live boolean to chop those out. Okay. Yeah, Borderlands does have a form of cell shading. I missed that game. Wish they'd come out with another one. That's a great game. I've been playing, is it Seiko? What's that new one by, oh, it's like Dark Souls, but with like a Japanese sword fighter. So good. Okay, let's see. Ba-bum, ba-bum. Sekiro, thank you. Yeah, it's awesome. Oh, it's so good. I was trying to remember the name of it. Let's see. I think I want to add this little V on his chest. See, there's his feet. See this one? This foot is different. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to look at it closer and decide what to do with that. Hey, what's up, Shane, man? You got the coolest name ever. Let's see. I'm probably missing comments. I'm sorry. The chat is going crazy. So I'm trying to keep up. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to do that V on that chest really quick. Maybe I might do a little ring around the edge of the vest here really quick. I do want to make that a separate piece because it's made of a separate material. That's always a good idea to do, because if you ever need to bring something like this into, like, say, Substance Designer, it's much easier to translate or transfer the material color data inside of Substance if it's made of a separate piece. So I'm going to duplicate this off and then isolate these rings. Rab, you were, huh? That's cool. Okay. So I want to, I'm gonna mask off the interior of this ring so I can adjust the exterior and make the ring more even all the way around the outside. Let's see. I can't see it. All right. And then just add some thickness. Add this yellow color. It's not quite that yellow, but maybe it looks metal, but why would you have metal there? That'd be silly. There we go. Just use that leathery looking brown. Oh yeah, Dan, thanks for the feedback on that. I appreciate it. You know, I'm realizing that, let's see. Yeah, it's fine. I'm going to give thickness to these guys too. Let's see. Oh, does it show up in the list, Neil? Okay. So if you copy NPR Shade ZMT out of the Z Materials folder and into the main 2019 folder to Materials and Z Startup, it'll show up in that list. Okay, that's cool. Push these inward towards his chest. And when you extrude inward, it's going to flip the normals like that. So sometimes it crashes when you flip the normals, so I'm going to save it. And then flip them. There we go. Okay, what time we got? 1:12? Right, Sean? That would be cool. There are some people's models that actually look like a 2D drawing or painting when you apply shaders. The shaders are so good as far as like making it look like hand-drawn stuff that, yeah, check out. There's some ZBrush Central threads that show some of the shader stuff. It's pretty cool. Excuse me. Malchus, what's going on, man? How you doing? If you poly paint a model in ZBrush, can you transfer that poly paint as a UV texture in Maya for rendering your model? Yes, you can. It just takes a little bit of work, but yeah, that's how you do it. You doing awesome? Are you gonna make the ZBrush Summit this year? I ask you every single time I see you. Oh man. Okay. So I'm gonna start making this cheese knife. Cheese knife. This cheese knife. Cheese knife sword. All right. So saving project. Yeah, the ZBrush Summit. Every year, Pixelogic puts on a ZBrush Summit in Hollywood, California at the Pixelogic and Noman. It's actually the Noman campus, but Pixelogic has an office there. So they put on a ZBrush Summit every single year, and they invite people from all around the world to come and give presentations and workshops and all sorts of stuff like that. So. Oh. Hey, Mirmello, how's it going? Mike, can you repeat what the short key is for selecting and hiding an edge loop? Yeah, you just have to have the select lasso. Just turn that on. And then, let me get in here. You can see if you hold down Control plus Shift and you click on an edge, it will hide that edge loop, if that makes sense. Or I can go the other way so you can hide an edge loop like that. Will you present at the summit one day again? I don't know if I will again because I'm no longer at a big studio. I'm working on my own. I teach this stuff online full time now. So I don't know if they'll ever have me present again because I'm not working on a big project like I was before. But I may do workshops. I may compete in the Sculpt Off again. You know, they like to switch it up and change people out. So let's see. But thank you very much, the Babu. How can we change present? You present at Summit one day again. Oh, hold on. How can we changing the light in ZBrush? So, okay, there's two things. So, Fane, there's two things you need to do. So, if you go up to light right here, you can grab this little green dot and roll it around on the surface, and that will change the light. See that? Or, well, that's one thing. And then the second thing is if you get my user interface, I actually have it built into this menu. You can see at the very bottom, it says Object Shadow 0.1. That is actually something I set. The default is 0.3, I believe. And it makes underneath everything really, really dark. So if you turn that down to 0.1, it just lightens everything up. And you can find that under Render and then BPR Shadow, I think. Hold on a second. It might be under Preview. Preview Shadows right here. Preview Shadows, Object Shadow. So if you turn that down, but I use it so much I drag it out to my interface. Yeah, the trick's in the lasso. If you have the select rectangle selected, it won't work. So. Oh, awesome, Osset. That's great. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see what you make. Yeah, like I said, you guys, I teach this stuff online at 3dcharacterworkshop.com. You can go there. You can get my brushes. Here, I'll show you really quick. The little plug. I have to put the plug in here every time I stream. But if you go to 3dcharacterworkshop.com, you can download my brushes right here just by clicking on this button. Or if you want to learn about my course, you can click right here. And then you can also click right here to watch a really short presentation. I just show you everything about the course. And so you can learn about it. Here's some student work down here. So if you're interested, yeah, check it out. There you go. All right, you guys, let's build this knife. Knife. It's not a knife. Actually, I want to append a star. Okay, and then I want to switch that star to a cube. Boom. It's going to be small though, right? There it goes. Okay. I'm going to grab this color so we can work in metal. Let's work in metal. Can you fix the lights somehow? Yeah, I just showed you. Under light. You just go to light and you just move that light around. You can add more lights too. But with this cartoon shader, it is what it is. You kind of just get what you get. But you can mess with a bunch of lights. ZBrush really isn't set up to mess with, get really detailed with the lighting. It's pretty low key when it comes to that. Okay, let's see. I'm actually gonna swap it around this way. I'm trying to decide if I want to draw the topology on the surface of this thing just to get that round edge going to those 2 points. I think I might, just so I can get it. Okay, let's do it. Why not? Topology. Okay. So what do you mean, Chris? What do you mean by fix the lights? Okay, then I need a smaller brush. The smaller the brush, the smaller the dots when you draw this stuff out. Let's see. And I'm just kind of guessing where this stuff's where it's gonna be. Like this, like that. And then this goes up to make that edge of the blade. All right. You fix it on the model when you rotate it, also the lights move with it in order to stay where they are, like you want the lights to be fixed. Shiny penny. It's true. That's a good way to put it. I'm going to cut this again. Whoa. No. Man, that was a messy line. Let's try it again. Stay in the middle this time. There we go. Okay. All right, I think that is going to work, and then I can adjust it. So basically, you just kind of want to get the points in place. You know, I think I'm going to leave that last line off and just keep it like this, and then adjust it later. Let's see. Come on, there it goes. Okay. Verdeb, no, it's been in since 4R8, I believe. Delete hidden. I don't need that cube anymore. Okay, now I can go through and clean up this mess. I think I'm actually going to delete all these jacked up lines down the middle and then rebuild them. That's an easier way. Insert. Just delete all these lines. Then it keeps it nice and straight. Yeah, keep it simple. That's like that's the goal, man. Keep it simple. Don't let it go too crazy. Okay. This whole thing needs to turn faster. It's kind of a tricky thing to work out. That's why you do all this on a single plane instead of a double-sided. Can you imagine trying to fix this if it had two sides? Bill, I used Maya for a good 15 years of my career, back when it was Alias Wavefront. And I am a box modeler through and through, and it's just, yeah, it's a matter of where you want to model it. It doesn't really matter, but I like to not leave ZBrush if I can help it. So I'll force myself to stay in here and just try, because the better I get at ZModeler, the quicker I can get, because I won't have to leave and go do it somewhere else and come back and all that kind of stuff. So it's a matter of getting used to it, I think. Slide this down. And I'll still do stuff in other programs. You don't have to stay in here. That's not the point for sure. But a good point is you can stay in here. Okay. So now that we have this single-sided plane, what I want to do is extrude it. I'm going to extrude it that direction because if you can see the floor, we're actually on the left side of the floor. So I'm going to extrude it in like this. But as you can see, that's going to flip the normals. So let's flip them back. There we go. And then I'm going to do a mirror and weld. And then shrink it. Let's see. Oh, that's on local symmetry. Got to turn off local symmetry. Mirror and weld. There we go. Okay. Now, this is the tricky part. I want to give that blade an edge all the way down this edge and make it thin. And I want to make it thin just overall. It's not supposed to be that thick. Something like this. Right? Sorry, Chris, I missed your question. Do I know a way of what? Let's see. Lightwave, yeah. There's so many out there. I started with, I'm trying to remember what it's called. Dream 3D and True Space. And what else was it? Oh man. Strata was one. Mari was one. There we go. So now that's going to give us our edge. Then I want to grab this center line. It's hard to see from here. There's a line going down the center right there. I want to transpose that line. Let me try edge loop partial, see what it gives me. If it'll let me select it. Come on. Gosh dang it. Yep, Caligari True Space. That tells you how old I am. Oh gosh. It's like a there we go. Oh man. Okay. And then I want to mask this, this, and then offset it up. And forward just a bit. I'm going to just give it that really sharp edge on the very end. There we go. Yeah, Animation Master for sure. Yeah, that was actually Animation Master was used by Avalanche Studios, not the one in Sweden, but the one in Utah when they first started, because it was really good, and it was cheap. It was prone to crashing a lot, but it was a decent program for what it was. Roller coasters with that, Dan. Yep, Bryce and Wings, because Mirai died. What was that, Malachus? What was that other one? That it was like a miniature Mirai. It was a solid modeler. Oh, Nendo. Nendo? You remember Nendo? Nendo was what I used to make the Xena Warrior Princess game for the Nintendo 64. Oh man. Yeah, with Christian, with Animation Master, you'd have to use patches. Remember that? Patches? And with these hooks, and you'd hook the... Oh, it's so bizarre. Yeah, with splines and patches. Yeah, Nendo, and Bayrate. You guys know Bayrate. He drops by the stream every once in a while, but he did all the main models for Mirai. If you ever remember Mirai, that lady with the really cool head, he modeled that thing. Pretty cool. Okay, let's get this thing creased. That's when it's gonna really shine, is when I get it creased and subdivided. So let's I'm going to do group by normals and see what happens. Okay, we got that. That's creased. Okay, I want to crease normals, crease polygroups. Then I want to run a crease down this one right here. Crease, edge loop complete. Boom. There we go. Turn on subdivisions. There, you can see it at that angle right there. It's hard with this cartoon shader, but there's the edge. It's showing you the edge right there. A little edge, and then if I tilt it just enough, I can't get it. There's the edge, and then there's this bevel piece. Oh man. Oh, you did Alias Power Animator a long time ago? Yeah. I think Vay's always the guy that goes the other direction, right? He's awesome though. Okay, I'm going to start making this handle. And I don't know how I'm gonna make the hilt. I might just make like a cylinder piece that's like an oval shape. Let me see what that looks like. One of your first models in it, I gotta see. Oh, nice. Yeah. That's not bad for Animation Master. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Are you guys on Twitch? Are you guys watching So Much Monsters? Or I guess since you're answering me, maybe you're not. I just popped over there and it looked like it was still hosting Joe. Okay. Then I'm going to duplicate this off, shorten it up. Okay. cool. That's weird. I wonder why it was showing that. Dan, isn't that a song? Okay. There, I'm just going to do a simple hilt like that. Then do auto groups on these two. And then I think I'm going to make this end thing another piece. Okay. Did it scale properly on the... It looks like it's off center. Yeah, I'll fix it. Notice I'm not building the sword in his hand. That's just that's a recipe for disaster. You want to buy a Cintiq? I prefer this 27-inch. This is great. The new 22-inch is fantastic. But you don't need a Cintiq to use ZBrush. Like I've said before, it makes you faster. It doesn't make you better. So don't feel bad if you cannot afford a Cintiq, and don't feel like you have to buy one to get good at ZBrush. I always say that just for the peeps who think that's true. Okay, let's shrink this down. Yes, if you are going to get one, I recommend at least a 27. Don't go 14 or 16, anything like that. But yes, you definitely need a tablet. Definitely need a tablet. Because a mouse is either on or it's off. It's 100% or it's 0%. You have no levels of, I can't even talk today. No levels. Ever had to split something to multiple shapes halfway through modeling because ZRemesher won't ZRemesh nicely? Yeah, you can easily do that just by hiding it and just splitting it off into subtools. So you can just use split hidden inside of just right here. Group split, there's split hidden, there's split to parts, split to unmasked parts. If you just put both pieces in different poly groups, you can do split groups, or you can just hide it and split it that way. Pressure sensitivity. Thank you. I'm just like, I was at my brain just shut off. It's like, I don't know that word and I'm not going to come up with it. So we're just going to leave you guys hanging. Oh my goodness. Okay, insert single edge loop. I'm going to turn this up and pop that. There we go. So just so you guys know, if you turn up the Z intensity when you insert an edge loop, it's going to actually add some offset volume to it, like that. Then I don't have to do it after the fact. If that makes sense. Oh, Chris, really? You got to be that guy? All right. Well, that doesn't happen often, but apologize for that. Jeez. You know, sometimes they're showing this channel on Twitch, on the rest of Twitch. Most of Twitch is like that, right? Most of Twitch is just, yeah, whatever that was. So I feel lucky that I don't get a lot of that on this channel. So I guess so. Man, anyway. I think he was mad because I wasn't giving him the attention he was asking for. Anyway, it's done. We're done. He must have something going on in his life. All right. Looks like this the sword's coming right out of his nose. Okay. Hey Tim, I did not finish that yet. I still need to. Oh man, that's so good though. Gosh, I really need to. Okay, so now that I am, hey, what's up, Jimmy? Now that I'm showing this knife, I can definitely see that, you know, proportionally compared to him, it's off, right? So I need to scale it up quite a bit. Let's see. Do I have a favorite? Yeah, I really like the farmers and the mechs. I can't remember the name of that one, where they're blasting the aliens that are breaking through the walls. That one's awesome. I love the Witness. The Witness is fantastic as far as like that. Just the animation in that. I found out the animation in that is not rotoscoped or anything like that. It's all hand done. It's not motion captured. Nothing. It's crazy. Crazy. Yep, totally reminded me of Wildstar. I love Wildstar. So, yeah, I'm trying not to give you spoilers. Let's see. I was wondering how the complete model is looking by now in a more traditional ZBrush shader. Oh, sure. It's not that much different. There you go. It just looks like that instead. That's like Skin Shade 4. This is what I usually work in. But yeah, the reason I like the new Skin Shade is because it shows the outlines, and it's like it's actually easier to see everything, in my opinion. When I switch back to the regular skin shader, the shadows of the cartoon shader remain. Oh yeah, yep, it will, because the shadows are set to. I'm trying to remember where you change it, but they're set to hard instead of soft shadows, so the edge of the shadow is crisp. That's part of that project. So yeah. So it'll give you that hard edge shadow. And I can't remember where to turn that off. But I would just open up a different project if you want to get back to that original shader. Okay, what did I do here? Looks like I missed a point and accidentally pulled it out. Just pull that back in. Yeah, it's kind of a bit animatrix-ish. Oh yeah, thanks, Cyrid. So there you go. Preview shadows, flat shadow under render. Thanks, man. hold on a second. All right. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Let's see. All right. I think we're pretty good for now. And I think I'm going to I'm going to start coloring his ears and stuff. Hide that knife. For a moment. Okay. So before I do this, I'm just going to duplicate his head. And then subdivide it. And actually apply the subdivision levels. Maybe add one more. Okay. So now at this point, I'm going to just start detailing out his ears a little bit. Grab this color. Hey Shiraj, can you send me an email about that and let me know why? I'd love to help you out. All right, this is kind of some IMM stuff going on here that I'm faking, but I'm just gonna fake it. Fake it till you make it. And then these rings, I'm just going to push this in a little bit. Let's see. Mask pen. Okay, yeah, let me know. Maybe even a little further out. The smaller your brush, the tighter the edge on that mask. So you got to be careful. Hey Ken, how's it going? Yeah, subsurface stuff. I'm just faking that subsurface for now, since I don't know if I'm gonna actually make it have real subsurface, but we'll fake it for now. Whoops. Let's see, I'm just gonna push this in. Okay, and then I want to take that this pinkish color and go darker with it. Just fill it. And then fake a little bit of the shadows, the ambient occlusion shadows up in here. Just then on the back, you can see I do want it pink back here. Just a quick question about your rig. You recently built a Reason system. What did you include as a graphics card option? I have a 1080. An NVIDIA 1080. I will, Sean, later, like when I get it over to like Keyshot or something, I will. But I can't do that here in ZBrush, so. Unless I like fake it with hand painting, you know? Okay, and then I'm just gonna drag. Actually, I'm going to go on this ear. Don't like that. Maybe that. That's better. Maybe one more up here. Just a light one. All right. And then... Oh, I know, but I'm not going to render it in here, final render, so it's kind of a waste. That's a little too much. Just want to take it a little bit lighter. There we go. Just enough. He has kind of this fur looking around his mouth. Oh, thanks, Milika. How you been? Yeah, teeny feet are hilarious. Looks like he's been eating something. Got all over his face. Thanks, Za. Appreciate it. I want to add just a little bit of an eye socket around his eye, just barely. Come on, save project. And smooth it back down. You have those little tiny eyebrows, right? Little tiny eyebrows. Let's do that right now. Yep, he got away with it too. Yeah. And I want to give him a little bit of a nose bridge. Like that, just enough. And then I want to fix those teeth, like I said, but I can make the cut. He's got that cut. So let's turn off symmetry and paint. Thanks, Digital Racing. Appreciate it. Actually, I'm gonna mask this first. So kind of get an idea where this is gonna be. And then come in here with the negative and just go like this. All right, take care, Sean. These are pointier points. Something like that. You can also hide your mask too, and leave it masked, but just hide it. If you go under masking, under here, just say, it says view mask, just turn that off. It's still masked, but that way I can come in here and like grab colors and just kind of tone it down a little bit and make it match the skin a little bit. Not that I want to do that. I might grab this color out of here. Just blurring the mask a little bit. So it was making some weird edge along there. All right. Okay, let's fix these teeth. They're bugging. Now that I see it, I'm just like, oh, I gotta fix those. Custom alpha stencils? What are you talking about? No, it would take me a lot longer to like get a stencil all ready to use rather than just hand mask it out. Is there a way to add fur? Yeah, there is. There's a couple different ways. You can actually add like use fiber mesh to add like make it look like real fur. Real-ish fur, or you can do, I just like to do chunky stylized fur, and you can find fur brushes online that people have made. They're insert multi-mesh fur that you can just like kind of populate on the surface, or you can just be simple about it and just kind of pull out little hairs here and there, like in strategic places, just to make it look like he's furry, but he's not really furry overall. Okay. Intersection masking, I haven't really used that much. Okay, I'm just going to try and bevel this. See what happens. Bevel, edge loop complete. Oh, that's not what I want. Okay, let me get these into two different pieces and then split them off. So I can do group split. There we go. See, since it has a pull on the edge here, the bevel's not going to work as well. So I might have to extrude the surface like this. And scale it in like that. Let's take the crease off the edge of this one. Let me see what it looks like with the crease on there. Oh yeah, Zhao has a great, he has a great fur brush. Zhao's a student of mine. He's really, he's super duper good. He's probably made the most models out of any of my students inside the workshop. Quite prolific, that guy. All right, and that's how you get better. All right, that's better. I like those teeth better. I'm gonna pull the top out over the bottoms. Kind of make that line almost disappear down the front. There we go. Lucky, no worries. You win for the most blockouts for sure. That was a fantastic exercise you did. I'll make these lower. Okay, cool. I like it. All right. I think that is going to wrap it up for the day, guys. So thanks again for hanging out with me today. It's been fun. Let's turn on the camera and change the angle. There we go. Yeah, there's still some more I need to do, for sure. I think it'll all start to show up when I get him in a pose. Excuse me. And then I still need to do live booleans to clip those little holes in his ears and stuff like that. So we got a ways to go still. We got a ways to go. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out so much today. I always appreciate it. And again, if you want these brushes and this user interface and my ruler file, you can go to 3dcharacterworkshop.com. Thanks, Neil. He just posted it on Twitch. And check that out. Also, I teach online the 3D Character Workshop. You can check that out. I teach this in great detail. And before I go, I wanted to show you one last image. This image right here, it's going to give you $30 off a 6-month subscription of ZBrush. That ends on the 31st. So this, they've extended it to the 31st. So you can still get $30 off a 6-month subscription, which is fantastic using that code. So anyway, Alex, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to posing by next time or not. I think so. I think he'll be ready, but I'm not sure. He still has a few little bits of detail that I want to get in there. So we'll see. Well, I like to get him almost finished before I pose him. So. All right, guys, we'll see you next Monday. All right, have a fantastic week and happy sculpting, everybody. Take care. We'll see ya.